Here's the translation of the article into English. Hello everyone, this is Buddha Zen Wisdom. We accompany you every day. When your children disrespect or ignore you, don't be angry. Don't reason with them. Just remember these 3 sentences. In today's society, more and more parents are experiencing a common concern. As children grow up, they no longer respect their parents as they did in the past. This phenomenon seems to be increasingly common, not only frequently appearing in families but also often witnessed in public places. Many parents often lament that despite pouring countless efforts and love into their children, they do not receive basic understanding and respect in return. Such changes not only cause parents heartache but also make parent-child relationships increasingly tense. A few days ago, while visiting a friend, I witnessed such a scene. My friend kindly offered fruits and drinks to his son, who had just returned home from playing basketball, showing concern in various ways. Yet, the son rolled his eyes at him and loudly exclaimed, "Are you done yet? Stop bothering me." Hearing his son say this, my friend felt extremely wronged and remained silent for a long time. This reminded me of a survey conducted by a research institution asking, "Who is the person you respect the most?" In the eyes of children, fathers ranked only 10th, and mothers were even further down the list. Why is it that we give so much to our children yet receive no basic respect in return? How should we respond to our children's disrespectful and dismissive behavior? 1. Speak less. The more parents talk, the less authority they have. Educational expert Chen Zhiliang once shared a case. A friend's son participated in a school-organized spring outing, which was his first time away from family to play far from home. Therefore, his grandmother was particularly worried. Before the trip, she repeatedly reminded him of the precautions. Initially, the child responded a few times, but after half an hour of the grandmother's endless talking, he impatiently shouted, "You're annoying. Can you stop already?" My friend, watching the elderly woman stand there alone, felt that his son was particularly thoughtless. The adults were speaking the truth and looking out for him. How could he not appreciate it and feel angry instead? Chen Zhiliang sharply pointed out that when parents speak too much, children will not take adults seriously. Losing patience, coupled with a rebellious mentality, manifests as confrontation and disrespect toward parents. A blogger online once complained about many parents being long-winded. They say a lot but, just like the Tangseng, a character known for being verbose, it only annoys the children without serving any other purpose. The blogger's mother is someone who tends to repeat herself multiple times over simple matters. From reminding him to wash his hands before meals to stressing the importance of academic subjects, she constantly emphasizes her views when selecting schools. The netizens know that the mother is doing it for his own good, but the moment she starts talking, he feels annoyed and often talks back deliberately. In stark contrast, his father would say no more than necessary. When he asked his father if he had any advice before going far away, his father simply replied, "Be careful, don't look at your phone." Even when he studied abroad, his father's calls would not exceed 2 minutes. In his memory, his father never wore a stern face, yet when he spoke, his words always got through to him. As Professor Li Meijin said, the more one talks, the less authority one has. Every nagging word from parents does not contribute to education but instead diminishes their authority in their children's hearts. When authority weakens, the respect between parents and children naturally fades away. So when children disrespect and ignore you, please control your tongue and put away your lecturing heart. First, parents must improve themselves. When your behavior is convincing enough, children will naturally listen to you. Second, regard your child as an equal and independent individual, valuing their feelings and listening to their thoughts while being tolerant of their small mistakes. In this way, children will naturally return the same respect and love to you. Speaking less emphasizes that the more parents talk, the easier they lose their children's respect. Educational experts point out that excessive guidance and nagging not only fail to make children listen but also weaken parental authority. Concise and effective communication can encourage children to be more willing to take advice and make parent-child interactions more relaxed and natural. 2. Establish authority. The humbler parents are, the more children will take advantage of them. Recently, I read a piece of news that was disheartening. In Taiju, Zhejiang, a girl struggled academically, so her mother enrolled her in a tutoring class. However, the girl had no desire to study and was unwilling to attend classes. Her mother had to speak earnestly, but no matter how much she said, her daughter remained unmoved. Out of desperation, the mother kneeled on the street, pleading with her daughter. Surprisingly, the girl became even angrier, scolding her as she walked away, saying, "I don't care if you kneel to the ground." At that moment, the mother even chased after the girl, and the sight was truly heartbreaking. Zhong Ailing once said that loving someone can make you humble to the dust. This saying is particularly fitting in parent-child relationships. The humbler the parents are, the more children will lack respect for them, resulting in parents not behaving like parents and children not behaving like children. Little do they know that heaven has granted us the role of parents to help us become good educators. If in daily life you abandon your parental rights and lower your status significantly, you can't blame your children for treating you as the boss of the family instead of their parents, merely seeing you as free babysitters. When children have no sense of respect for their home, they naturally will shout orders at their parents and throw tantrums whenever they want. There is a saying, "Parents who kneel cannot raise children who stand." If you want your child to respect and revere you, you must first grasp your parental rights and instill in them a sense of respect and fear. When it's time to manage, you must manage. You cannot compromise on issues like being rude, breaking rules, or hitting others. If children are always playing games, looking at their phones, and not doing their homework, you must set firm boundaries. A netizen on Zhihu found that his daughter believed everything in the house should be given to her, and she spoke very rudely to family members. So, he decided to give his daughter a lesson. When his daughter again refused to come to dinner because she was engrossed in watching cartoons, he no longer waited for her and didn't leave any food for her. When the daughter came to the table after finishing her show and asked for chicken legs, he directly gave the chicken legs to the grandmother. The daughter cried loudly, and he took her into the room to convey 3 ideas. 1. We love you very much, but home isn't a place where everything revolves around you. 2. Family takes care of you, and you should respect your family's kindness and understand their hardships. 3. When asking others for help, you should say please. After leaving the room, the daughter apologized to the family for previously speaking too loudly. Since then, she has not treated anyone with arrogance or yelled loudly, showing significantly more understanding and respect toward her elders. Loving children is a natural instinct for parents, while establishing authority is a vision for parents. Parents must maintain their own authority and provide principles and boundaries to educate their children well. Li Wei reminds us that when educating children, parents must retain their rightful authority. When parents become too humble and compromise excessively, it will instead cause children to ignore their parents more and even become bossy. Appropriate principles and boundaries can help children learn to respect their parents and understand what should and shouldn't be done, further promoting family harmony. 3. Letting go. The more parents do, the less satisfied children become. Sarah sharply pointed out that Chinese parents provide too much love to their children rather than too little. In everyday life, many parents go to great lengths to satisfy their children, responding to their every demand, and sometimes even preemptively fulfilling requests. As a result, children perceive everything their parents do as taken for granted, leading to the development of ungrateful and disrespectful children. Do you remember the online incident where a female student insulted her father? A 23-year-old girl, who dropped out of college to study abroad in Spain, received 10,000 yuan as living expenses every month from her father, who earned 13,000 yuan a month. However, she spent money extravagantly, indulging in luxury goods. When her spending ran short, she would simply swipe her credit card. After her father discovered this, he advised her a few times to save money, but she openly shared their chat record online, publicly insulting her father and rallying others to harass him. She even callously stated that if he couldn't afford to support her, he shouldn't have had her. Letting go calls for parents to step back at times and not overly interfere in their children's lives. Letting go does not mean not loving, it is allowing children to learn responsibility and understand the difficulties of their parents. When children gradually learn to be grateful and independent, parent-child relationships will become more harmonious. In ordinary families, The effort made to uplift a child results in the daughter looking down on them for earning too little to provide her with a good life. In their 20s, they should already be independent but instead rely on their parents and shamelessly think their parents give them nothing. This is largely due to parents overestimating their abilities and trying to solve every problem for their children. Once, I met a couple at a dinner party. Their son was currently applying for graduate school, but they still packed his luggage and accompanied him to school, setting up everything and helping him with his studies. Afterward, when the couple talked about their worries, I bluntly said that it was time to let go. If you continue to assist him in everything, he will never know the meaning of hard work and will inevitably take everything for granted, leading to a lack of respect for you in the future. Letting go is to help children grow. Some parents are too anxious about their children's future and hope to help them through every stage, but in fact, they are just laying the foundation for the child to develop a spoiled character. This is not beneficial for children. Letting go suggests that parents should not do everything for their children. When children grow up, they should learn to face challenges and find their own solutions. By stepping back appropriately, parents can cultivate their children's independence and help them gradually develop respect for their parents. 4. Self-reflection. When your child ignores you, ask yourself, have I respected my child? The older generation often emphasizes parental authority, but this authority is gained through mutual respect rather than through sternness and commands. Only when we first respect our children can we gain their respect in return. When a child shows disrespect toward their parents, it may often be due to the parents' lack of respect for the child. For example, in a video posted on social media, a father mentioned that his daughter was increasingly dismissive of his authority and would speak to him with a condescending attitude. After introspection, he realized that he often disregarded his daughter's ideas, shouted at her without understanding her feelings, and had a tendency to ignore her presence in conversations. His condescending attitude inadvertently led to his daughter developing a sense of rebellion. Indeed, when parents act unreasonably and rigidly, children will naturally develop resistance. Educator Chen Yangyang once observed that many children only exhibit rebellious behavior because their parents are unreasonable. Once parents reflect and adjust their attitudes, they will notice a gradual improvement in their children's behavior. Mutual respect is key in parenting. After many parents implement this idea, they often notice a significant shift in their children's attitudes toward them. Some children even realize that respecting their parents brings joy. For example, an educator once told us a story about a girl who had previously communicated in a dismissive manner. After her parents began respecting her opinions and feelings, she began to listen carefully and return to the family, sharing with her parents what she learned in school every day. Self-reflection requires parents to think deeply about their behaviors and attitudes toward their children. Parents must learn to appreciate their children's perspectives and develop a sense of empathy. This two-way communication fosters a more harmonious parent-child relationship.